Yikes, that was awkward. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 strategies to get out of awkward or boring conversations. Coming right up. Shereese here, and welcome to the BU crew, where I help you grow authentic connections to build your network and your business. If you're new here, consider subscribing and ringing the bell so that you know when the next video drops. In a previous video, I gave you 3 easy openers to start a conversation with anyone, anywhere. In another video, I showed you how to keep the conversation going and never run out of things to say. But what happens when you find yourself trapped in a conversation that's awkward or boring and you just cannot find your way out? In this video, I'm going to give you 3 strategies for escaping awkward or boring small talk. Let's get started. Strategy number 1, the pop. This is when you use any excuse you can think of to. In this situation, you could say things like, "Please excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom," or "Please excuse me, I need a refill on this drink," or "Please excuse me, I need to get some more snacks," or "Please excuse me, but I see a friend that I really want to connect with before I leave." You get the idea. The major upside of this strategy is that you are letting the person know politely that you're leaving the interaction, but you're giving them a legitimate and honest reason to do so. But the major downside of this strategy is that people with a low EQ might not pick up on the subtle hints that you're dropping. EQ stands for emotional quotient, or describes the emotional intelligence that someone has, for those of you playing at home. For example, a friend of mine was at a house party with a bunch of entrepreneurs when a man, let's call him Bob, walked up to her and recognized her. When he realized that she was a very influential person in the online space, he proceeded to tell her all about his, let's say, magnet business. And so he's going on and on and on about how great his business is and how she should really share it with her audience. So what did she do? She tried the pop. She said, "Please excuse me, I need to go to the restroom." And she escaped to relieve herself in more ways than one. But when she came out of the restroom, who do you think she found? That's right, Bob. He was standing there waiting for her and proceeded to continue to tell her about how cool his magnet company was and how she really needed to share this with her audience. Don't be like Bob. For that reason, this particular strategy is not my favorite. Strategy number 2, the pass. This is when you introduce the boring or awkward person to someone else that you've met at the event, and then you kind of politely excuse yourself from the conversation. This strategy works beautifully when you think that both people have a lot in common and that they're going to get along really well. If you do it that way, you become a super connector, connecting different people together, and you become incredibly valuable to everyone involved. However, if you do this the wrong way, you will crash and burn using this strategy. The wrong way is when you simply dump the awkward or boring person off with the next unsuspecting victim and then walk away. Doing that would be even worse than being like Bob. Don't be like Bob. Strategy number 3, the merge. This is my favorite strategy. This is when you find another group of people nearby and you merge your group with their group. You can start by asking, "Hey, do you know those people over there?" And regardless of the answer, you can propose, "Hey, let's have our group join their group." Once you're standing near the group, be sure to introduce yourself and your new awkward, boring best friend to the group using one of the 3 easy conversation starters that I talked about in my previous video. I love this strategy so much because it takes the pressure off of you and the person you're talking to carry the conversation. It automatically changes the content of the conversation you were having with the boring, awkward person and turns it into something that's really dynamic and varied. And the best part is, it doesn't make the other person feel like a leper. And that's a bonus point because leprosy sucks. So there you have it, my top 3 strategies for escaping awkward or boring small talk. But now, I want to hear from you. My cue for you is this: how do you get out of awkward or boring conversations? Leave your best tip in the comments below. This is Shereese reminding you that you are only one conversation away from changing your business and changing your life. See you in the next video. Don't be like Bob.